Hi guys, you're in the right place if you want to learn how to draw by understanding what you're looking at rather than breaking things down into shapes. And today I wanted to talk about the different feathers that comprise the wing. So I just did a quick little sketch here so that, because it's definitely secondary to today's lesson, but I would like you to still keep me company while I do this. So you need your scrap piece of paper and a pen that's going to keep you happy. And for the wing that we're going to draw, it's going to be like a profile shot, and we're going to put in the different feathers that we can see if we're looking at this side of the wing. So you can just do this on your own without a bird, or you can pause the video and just real quick, sketch a little guy super fast if you wanted to. Certainly not necessary. So I wanted to start with the small feathers that we see on the shoulder at the top of the wing. And typically we just see the tips of these feathers, not a lot of them, because they're going to be covered by the feathers on the back. But these little tips here, these are the lesser coverts. And sometimes there's another row underneath that, but not always, and certainly not always visible. But if there is, those are the median coverts. And then we start to see longer, they're still narrow, feathers coming out from underneath these coverts. And these are the greater coverts. Then we get into the longer feathers that we see in the midsection of the wing. And typically we'll see maybe 2 or 3 of them. And then what we see is a stack. They stack. So in the photograph, it'll just be like maybe a bunch of lines because we're just seeing the edges of these feathers. And these are the secondaries. And then coming from underneath the secondaries, we begin to see the tips. I hope I haven't screwed up here with this end. And then these will extend, these longer feathers, the end of the wing. Oh, that's turning out okay. And we can carry these edges of the feathers further up. These are long, heavy feathers, and these are the primaries. And on this side, what we're seeing is the ends, the tips, because this wing will be on top of this one. So we're going to see edges of primaries over here as well, depending on the angle. And then a bunch of the secondaries. And maybe some of the greater coverts at the top, depending on the twist in the bird. Okay, now, depending on the size of the bird and the stance, the primaries will be folded on top of the wing. The tail. And what we'll have coming out from underneath the bird is, these are the fluffy bum feathers that are the tail coverts. And just a little bit of a tail, shading underneath. The tail coverts. shadow under the wing. And then also, depending on the stance, we usually see like a small, sometimes we only see one, little feathers along the edge of the wing, and these are the alula. So I just wanted to actually, you know, be a little conscientious about thinking about the names of the feathers, their location, and I want to try to start including the names and whatnot in our sketches when we're doing it, just to sort of, you know, bring a little bit more detail and whatnot to our work. I know that the confusion of all these lines and whatnot has really been a big challenge for me for a very long time, but I think now I'm just sort of kind of at the point where I'm ready to digest it and yeah, and just start naming some of these feathers when we're doing our work. Oh, geez, I just hit, I'm sorry, you guys, banging you around like that. So that's kind of it for today. And yeah, let's hope that I remember to talk about and name these feathers as we're doing our sketch. It might just make it a little bit easier for us when we're doing our work. That's the plan anyway. So as always, thanks for your company, and I'll see you next time.